Hi guys, welcome back to another Eat With Me day. I'm Elizabeth. I think this is Eat With Me number 7, so don't quote me on that, but I think that's where we're at, and I'm gonna do things a little bit differently today, and I'm super excited about it. So today I'm gonna feature a lot of fall recipes. We're gonna make some fall recipes together, some of my favorite ones and a new one we're gonna try. Usually with the Eat With Me days, I do the whole day with you and I show you exactly what I'm eating, and we go through the whole day, and I'm finding that I eat a lot of the same things, obviously, day after day, so I'm showing you a lot of the same stuff every time. So today I am still kind of dealing with my back pain a little bit, but it's getting a lot better. It's the best it's ever been in this video, so that's really nice. However, when I do the Eat With Me days, they are hard. They're kind of harder on my body. I feel like I don't get like a break in between the Eat With Me. It's like it's just the whole day I'm kind of like on the clock filming. So today we're just going to do a couple of recipes together, and then I'm going to go about my day, and then later tonight I'll show you the finished product because it is a crock pot recipe. So this morning, it's about lunchtime, so this morning I already ate my 3 eggs for breakfast, my 3 fried eggs, I had a bowl of strawberries, I had my cold brew coffee, and I had a cup of tea, and of course I've been drinking some water. So that's what I had for breakfast this morning. You guys have seen me have it like a million times, so I was not going to make it again with you today. And then it is lunchtime. I am going to be having lunch soon. I'm just having my normal salad, so I'm having my normal Greek salad with tuna, and it's going to be an S setting because I put the dressing in the Green Goddess Primal Kitchens dressing, and I put in goat cheese, sunflower seeds, and olives. Those will put me into S setting, and then of course I have some veggies, and so I'm just going to have my normal salad. I featured that in a lot of videos. Maybe I'll try to link one with that in there, and then that's what I'm eating for normal. But tonight we're having a fall chili recipe. So this is called Save My Sanity Chili. I'm going to show you the book and the page number in just a second, and it's so nice to just be able to throw a good fall chili into the crock pot and then be done and not think about it. So I love the names of their recipes, Save My Sanity, because it really does. And so I can just put that in there and go about my day. And then later tonight I will show you what the finished product looks like. I think I've made this before last fall on a video as well, so I'll try to link that one also. But when I show it to you later tonight, since I'm getting such a late start today, making it in the crock pot, it's going to be like 6 or so hours until it's finished. So later tonight, it's going to be nasty, icky lighting. I'm sorry for that. I'm going to try to go quickly and just show you later tonight what that looks like. Otherwise, I'm just going to make these few recipes with you. We're going to make some fun fall recipes, and then I'm going to just go about my day like normal because it's just a lot on my back. So I will come back once later tonight to show you the chili. Anyway, so today we're making also a pumpkin pie sip. I've also featured that in its own video, so I'll try to link that. That was last fall. I made that all by itself in case you're interested. But we're gonna make this pumpkin pie sip together. I'm in the middle of homeschooling my kids, in the throes of homeschooling right now, and so I have a bunch of their school books and stuff to read to them, and I definitely need a pumpkin pie sipper. So we're gonna make that together right after we make the chili. I'm gonna enjoy that, and then a little bit later I'm gonna come back and we're gonna make an apple crumble together. So I'm super excited about this apple crumble. I wanted to make it last fall and I just didn't get around to it, and now they came out with the new cookbook and there's actually a new apple crumble in it. So they have 2 different apple crumble recipes from 2 different books, and today we're gonna make the new one together from the new book, and we're doing that because it took 1 less apple than the other book. So the other book takes 5 apples for their apple crumble, and this book only takes 4 apples for their apple crumble, and that's all I have in the fridge. I have 4 apples, and my poor daughter this morning, she was like, "Mom, can you cut up this apple for me?" And I was like, wait a second, how many apples are in there? And so we checked, and there's exactly 4. So she forfeited her apple so that we could make this apple crumble together for this video, and so now she'll get to have some yummy apple crumble later. But anyway, so that will be an E setting. So I'm in S territory right now. I will have to wait a couple more hours after I eat my salad to be able to have the apple crumble, which is totally okay, and then I'll stay in E setting because this is an E setting chili as well. They do have different chilies that are S and E, but this one is particularly an E. So we'll talk about all of that in a little bit. We're gonna make this recipe together, and then for coming up Eat With Me days, I am trying to feature some fall recipes since we are in the throes of fall. When this video comes out, it'll still be in November, so hopefully you'll be able to enjoy some fall recipes before we get into Christmas recipes. And so next week I want to feature the white chicken chili. It's like a green verde chicken chili, and so we're gonna do that together, and we're gonna try to make some pumpkin-y stuff. There's like a pumpkin trimtastic roll, like a pumpkin Swiss like swirl kind of roll, and there's pumpkin custard squares or like pumpkin pie kind of thing. So we're gonna try some of that, and we're also gonna try an apple sip because that's really good too. I've made that before also. And so next week we're gonna feature some more fall recipes, and then coming up we're gonna go back to doing some stuff that has to do with fuel pools and protein sparing modified fasting. I'd really like to do a full day of Eat With Me's where I show you both of them to kind of together and compare them in the same video. And I'm also thinking still that I'm gonna start doing one of the fuel pool cycles, which is like a 2-week cycle that kind of kickstart your weight loss. I want to get one of those in before Christmas, so I'm trying to do that before like Thanksgiving, and so I still have a little bit of time in November to get that in. So that is still my goal, and we will feature some Eat With Me days of how to do it and how to go through the cycle. So it'll be broken up over, I guess, a couple of weeks to get all that in, so you can kind of see what that looks like. So those are some of the upcoming Eat With Me days. I hope you'll join me for them. I hope they're helpful to you. Let's get started on this chili because I got to get it going in the crock pot. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys something my daughter made. So I can have these because I'm in S territory. They're either neutral or they're S. This is turkey bacon, which is neutral, and cream cheese. It's like the third less fat, so it should be neutral, but I don't know what else she put in there. Maybe she put some regular cheese. So I'm thinking these might be S territory, but yeah, she made these little like bacon wrapped cream cheese jalapeno like poppers. They're like jalapenos in them. They're so yummy. She didn't follow a recipe. She just made those. So I'm super excited to enjoy some of these. Let's actually take a bite together and see how she did. They're really good. They're really fun. I don't know if she did anything special. She just mixes up the cream cheese and the jalapenos together and wraps them in bacon and puts them in the oven. It's super yummy. All right, you guys, I got all my stuff set up right here by my crock pot. So this is the recipe, Save My Sanity Chili. So much fun. And here it is on page 81. And it is this book, Trim Healthy Table. So that's what we're making today for dinner. So I got everything out. However, I don't know what happened, but I am out of like almost all the spices for this, which is like really ridiculous. I don't know how that happened. So I'm obviously gonna have to run to the store, which is fine. I can run into neighborhood Walmart, grab it real quick, because I really wanted to make this Eat With Me day today with you guys, and this is what I wanted to make. So we're gonna make it, but you're not gonna see me add the spices. I'll talk about them, but they're just not here. So I'm gonna have to go run and get that, put that in a little bit later, and that's all right. I have to run some errands anyway, so it's fine. It's just like kind of annoying, but that's where we're at. So here's everything. So here are the ingredients. You can kind of take a snapshot or whatever so that you can see. So I have some cayenne. I'm going to put a little bit of cayenne in. This thing, I'm trying to use up this sorry thing of cayenne we've had forever with this lid. I can't wait to get rid of this thing. So yeah, I am out of oregano, so I don't even have that. I've got the onion powder I have to put in, and I've got the salt. So I am missing the chili powder, I am missing the oregano, and I'm missing the cumin, which really sucks. But I do have the garlic, so that's cool. Minced garlic. I never cut up the garlic anymore, guys. You just got to get it like this. Look, somebody didn't even take the spoon out because that's how much we use it. So it calls for 2 seasoning blends, this recipe. I think that's kind of overkill, to be really honest, but I'm going to put them in it anyway, and we're going to just see how we like it. It's been a little while since we've made this particular recipe, so I'm going to make it exactly like the book so we can see if we like it. It calls for 2 pounds of ground turkey, and actually you can take the ground turkey and lay it in the bottom. That's what it says to do, and then later you'll just break it up with a fork like when it's finished. But I think because I'm starting later in the day and because it really grosses me out to just have raw turkey at the bottom, it just grosses me out. So I think I'm going to actually cook these now and then put in the cooked turkey. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I got the rest of the ingredients over here. So it's optional, but you can put a teaspoon or 2 of the sweet blend in there if you want to. It calls for a quart of chicken broth, so that's half of this. So I'm gonna put in half of this container. So 2 petite diced tomatoes is what it calls for, 1 rotel, I like the mild kind, 2 pinto beans, and 2 great northern beans. And so that is everything. We're gonna go ahead and ground that up and cook that up a little bit, and then we're gonna put everything in there, and it should be good. And I'll have to add the rest of these spices later. So we'll need to add 3 tablespoons of chili powder later, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin later. I'm gonna add a teaspoon of onion powder right now, a teaspoon of minced garlic. We'll have to add a teaspoon of oregano later, 1.5 teaspoons of mineral salt. I can put that in right now. 1.5 teaspoons of super sweet blend. I can put that in now. Sometimes I do like my chili to be a little bit sweet, and I'll be able to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So that's everything. Let's get started. Okay, it's done. I did drain it right here, even though it doesn't say to. I didn't want all that juice in there. And I also opened up all my cans, so everything is ready to pour in. So I do drain the cans of beans because I don't want all that in there. But I don't drain the tomatoes. I don't think you're supposed to. Beans are about the only thing that I drain, and cans of corn typically. Okay, that is it for now. We will be back with this later to show you what it looks like all finished. All right, so that's done. Let's go ahead and make our pumpkin pie sipper because I would really like to enjoy that right now. So I have a few things sitting out over here already. I've got some of my ingredients, and then it comes from this book. There it is right there. Doesn't that look amazing? So it's their original cookbook, Trim Healthy Mama cookbook, on page 401. Here is everything that it needs. So I'm gonna get out my last little bit of stuff set up real quick, and then we'll make it together. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, you guys, I got everything set up. So I opened up my pumpkin. This is like way more than what I'm gonna need. I think I need what, like a tablespoon? Yeah, just a tablespoon. So I just put that like in a container in the fridge so that I can just keep using it up over a couple of weeks time. And it'll keep in there for that long. And also it's 100% pure pumpkin. So it's not like the pumpkin pie filling recipe. It's just pureed pumpkin, which is good. So this is a chai Rooibos tea bag. It calls for 2 Rooibos. Am I saying that right? I have no idea how to pronounce this. Rooibos. All right, anyway, this is the brand that I like to get, and actually none of my stores here carry it, so I buy this on Amazon because I love it that much, but I use it sparingly because I do love it that much, so I just put one in there, and honestly, if I can get 2 sippers out of that one bag, I will. If sometimes I make more than 1 sipper in a day. If I'm gonna have ingredients out, I might as well enjoy it, right? So I did 1 bag instead of 2 right there, and then I got all of my rest of my stuff out. So if you're wondering why this protein powder is darker, this was their Choco like peanut butter one that has since been discontinued. Probably digging down for the regular unflavored, I guess vanilla one or whatever would probably be best for this recipe. And so the protein powder and the coconut oil I'm gonna put in this hot thing because I want it to like dissolve really well in there. And then I will be putting everything in here. You can have it hot or cold, and I like it cold. So today I'm gonna do it cold. I'm gonna put the ice in here with it. And I got lucky because this is like all the ice in our entire house that we have left. So I'm so super grateful that at least I have some ice in here. So ice has to get added to the list probably for later today with all those spices. So that is everything. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding all my stuff in, and we're gonna get it going. All right, I tried to get a little bit of the vanilla, so we'll see. This is the coconut oil. You can use stevia, which is probably a more cost-effective way to do it, or you can use a sweet blend, and I love sweet blend in just about everything. I'm going to use that, especially because it's a little easier to work with. And you can do 2 or 3. I'm doing almost 3 teaspoons. They're not quite full teaspoons, but I tend to like things really sweet, so 3 for me. 4th teaspoon pumpkin pie spice. With this spice, you definitely don't need to like overdo it. It'll be plenty pumpkin-y without like a ton of pumpkin, so definitely do only a 4th teaspoon. 1 to 2 generous pinches of salt. I'll do 2, might as well get more minerals in. Also 1 to 2 dashes of pure vanilla extract. And lastly, 1 tablespoon or so of this. It does not have to be perfect. That looks pretty good. So the key is just to stir it up really good. I like to just stir it with my straw, and then we'll get it in this big cup over here once I get everything stirred and looking really good. One thing I've been really wanting to get, and I probably should just do, is like one of those little handheld like emulsion blenders. I think that's what it's called. And you just put it in your little cup of like your drink, and it helps blend everything up. That would be like perfect in this situation instead of just like using my straw like a big dork. So I might have to get one of those. I think I'm gonna go for it and just buy one and like get it. I don't know why I don't have one yet, but that would be perfect in this situation. All right, so now we want to put some ice in this cup. We're gonna pour it all over the ice, and then we're gonna fill it up with even more like cold water. So we're gonna try to get this sip like cooled down. If you want to wait so that it'll be cooler, you can like refrigerate that or wait for a while or whatever. But I am always so excited to have it that I don't feel like waiting. So fill it up with ice all the way to the top. So if your mug does not come up all the way, then usually you would add some water here in the top. And mine covered this whole like thing. So honestly, I probably should have put a little bit less water in here when I made the base of this so that I could get it cooler faster. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to top this off because this is gonna be like too hot. Although it is getting cold pretty quick. So we'll see. I gotta get it cooled down so I can actually have it as a cold sipper, not like a lukewarm sipper. All right, so there it is. That is everything. It looks super good. Let's try it. All right, we gotta try it together. Let's see. It's definitely very pumpkin-y. Very good. It's very good. It's actually not quite sweet enough for me. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more sweetener. But it's done. It's super easy. That's all it is. And it'll last me for a little while. So I'm gonna go read to my kids a bunch of schoolwork. We're gonna get all of it done and I'll be back in a little while. We're gonna make the apple crumble dessert together. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right guys, I'm back. So it's a little bit later in the afternoon. Sorry, the overhead lights are gonna go on. It gets so dark in here like super fast. I think because all the windows are like on the other side over here of the house, like I'm looking at them, and then like my whole kitchen, like nothing is back here. And back there is the garage. And so that's why there's like no windows on this side. So it's just like, it gets like a dark little cave in the kitchen. But anyway, so we're gonna have the lights on so we can see everything. I set out all the ingredients. We're gonna make this dessert together because I'm gonna have it probably with dinner. Actually, dinner time is coming up fairly soon. So let's make this together real quick. I'm gonna show you both recipes in the book so we can talk about that real fast. So in this book, which is of course the original Trim Healthy Mama cookbook right here, there is no picture. So we don't know what their apple crumble actually looks like. So I'm just gonna have you be able to look right here. It's an E setting. And here is how they make it. So that's everything that you need for theirs. And so we're not gonna do this one today. Interestingly, they do a Zapple Crumble also, and they make it out of zucchinis. So I found that also very interesting. I'd love to try that. Here are some of the ingredient list for this recipe, but we're not making that today either. So that's from that book. Page 338, and I guess the Zapple one is a page before that, so 336 and 337. So here's this one. It's on page 328 and 329, and that is this Trim Healthy Future book. So this is their newest cookbook that came out. I just lost my page, no. And so this is their apple crumble. That's what it looks like right there. It is a crossover with an E option, so I'm gonna make it an E. It just matters how much in the crumbly part of the topping that you put. She uses like a whole third of a cup of butter, which is gonna make it a lot more ooey gooey and crumbly and yummy. And if you wanna stay in the E setting, then you can only use a tablespoon. So I'm gonna try it with a tablespoon and see if we can get it good. So here's all the ingredients list. I got everything out. We're gonna do all of the steps here. And then what kind of bothers me is the picture shows like awesome like ice cream and stuff right here. At least that's what I think this looks like, ice cream. And there's no mention of it anywhere. Like, hey, look on this page, or there's just nothing. So I'm not making any ice cream with it today. That is like way more than what I have energy for right now, but we're gonna at least make the crumble and that's gonna be good enough. So I have all of my ingredients right here. We'll just go over them super fast. The butter, that's for the topping. Apple cider vinegar, glucose we're gonna use with the apples, almond extract right there. And then we needed 4 apples, sweet blend, baking blend, gentle sweet, old-fashioned rolled oats. You can use the quick oats as well. A little bit of molasses, cinnamon, of course, and that's everything. Super easy, not a whole lot of ingredients. So first we're gonna deal with these apples right here. Actually, the very first thing we're gonna do is preheat our oven to 355. So first we have to core and thinly slice our 4 apples. It doesn't say anything about taking the outside peel off of it, and so I'm not gonna do that because you guys already know I'm a lazy cook. Once we have that done, we're gonna put 2 cups of water and the apples in our saucepan over here, set to high heat, and cover and cook for 10 minutes. After we do that, we'll add the glucose to it. So I'm going to chop all of these up and get everything ready for my insides. So this is like how thinly I sliced mine. I'd imagine like the thinner you slice, the faster that this will cook and kind of reduce down like it's supposed to. However, I mean, you don't want it to burn and you don't want it to be like way too mushy. So I think this is about good. Yeah, I'm pleased. All right, first things first, high heat. And then we add in 2 cups of water. And then we cover and we let that go for about 7 to 10 minutes. So this next step is that we're going to whisk in the glukey. So we never want to just dump this glukey in. You want to add it slowly, sprinkle it on, and then whisk it in. You don't want clumps to form, and clumps form really easily with this, but glukey is a thickening agent. It stands for glucosamine powder, and it comes from the konjac root, and so that's what it is. It thickens everything, and so we're gonna add that in next. Okay, it's been exactly 10 minutes, and so that is what it looks like at 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the directions and add in my glukey. So we're just doing 1 teaspoon of the glukey, and I know I don't want it to clump, but I'm trying to hold this at the same time. So we're just sprinkling it on, and then I'm gonna whisk it, and we're just gonna hope for the best. So far, I don't have any clumps, so that's good. It's not like it's easy to like whisk this though, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm kind of confused about this. So I reduced my heat to medium-high heat now. I put the glukey in and it says add the rest of the ingredients. So I'm gonna do that, but one of them is another 1.5 cups of water. They say you need 3.5 cups of water like total, and you're supposed to add another 1.5 cups right now, and then it doesn't say to like keep cooking it and let the water like evaporate out or whatever. But look at this. I was wondering if I needed to like drain it. I am so confused. Like, why would I want to add another 1.5 cups of water? And then once you just add that 1.5 cups of water and you add your ingredients, you're supposed to just put it over here like in your baking dish, and I'm just like, it's gonna be complete water, right? I don't know. So I'm super nervous about following those directions. I'm gonna do it just because like I've never made this recipe and I'm hoping that it's right, and I'm not a cook. So I'm just gonna follow the recipe, but I'm really nervous about this one. I hope it turns out good. Okay, 2 whole tablespoons of super sweet blend. So we're getting that going here. That is gonna make it taste yummy, yummy, yummy. This is the 1/2 teaspoon of the almond extract. Okay, so apple cider vinegar gets 1 tablespoon. And then 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. All right, I'm gonna stir this a little bit. What do you guys think? Should I add the other 1.5 cups of water? There's no way, look at all this. Why would I add more water? No, I didn't even think it'll fit in my baking dish. I'm thinking I need to pour, oh, I mean, it's like bubbling over the side. I'm thinking I need to like pour some more water out. Or maybe I just let this cook a little bit longer. I think I might do that too. It doesn't even like cover it or talk about that like at all. Okay, I covered it and I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes to see if some of that water will go away. Okay, it's been 5 extra minutes. So this has actually been in here 23 minutes now from when I started actually, because it took a little bit of time to add this stuff. But look at it, it looks so much better now. So I think all of this, I'm hoping this good frothy like stuff will like firm up in there. I don't bake very much, so I don't know much about it, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in the pan, and then we have the apple crumble on top to do. So right now I'm adding the tablespoon of butter. If you don't mind a crossover, you can use a whole 1/3 cup. And we're gonna let it melt. So it should still be on medium-high heat to cook this, and it says to use a different saucepan. I don't know why you're gonna do your dry stuff in like a different pan, but it all goes to the same place, so why would I wanna dirty up another pan? I don't know. So I'm gonna cook it in the same thing. So we're gonna add in a whole cup of oats, as I make a big mess, into this pan, and then we're gonna also add a 1/4 cup of water. So there's our 1/4 cup of water. So we're adding 3/4 cup of the baking blend, and then one of these is a 1/4 cup, so I'm just gonna add 3 of these. I am like stirring this, and I think it is gonna be so dry and not good with that extra butter. I may have to go ahead and add it, but that is really kind of disappointing because I don't want to be in crossover mode. I added some more butter and another 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract in this round. 2 teaspoons of molasses. Molasses always makes a crazy big mess. I really don't like working with it, but it does really flavor things up so nicely. And lastly, we have to add 3/4 cup of gentle sweet. So once again, these are 1/4 of a cup. So I'm just gonna add 3 of these in there. So this is what it looks like. It's still super dry and it was starting to burn. So I went ahead and I took it off of the heat. So that's everything I needed to add. And then I'm hoping, because this is so watery, it's gonna like soak some of that up and be like good. So I hope that is the purpose. So I'm gonna go ahead and like add this. And I may have to get out a spoon. All right, so that's what it looks like. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. So I hope it tastes good. I'm obviously not gonna eat this whole thing. I'm just gonna have a section. So hopefully the extra butter is not gonna be too big of a problem, but I've got my oven heated forever now and ready. I'm gonna do this with both hands. All right, so there it is. We're going to set a timer for 25 to 30 minutes. That's how long you cook it for. All right, I got it out of the oven. That's what it looks like. It didn't like bubble up or go over the edge, so that's super cool. It's a little burnt on top. I did it for exactly 25 minutes at 375 degrees, and I think I could have done it for less than that. So, but it's really good. It looks really bubbly and yummy right here. So I'm thinking, I don't know, mixed up, it should be pretty good. So it's actually gonna be dinner time really soon here. So I'm actually gonna be ready to eat dinner pretty soon. My husband's bringing the last few things we need from the store. So I'm gonna let that cool for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna be ready to go ahead and eat that with my dinner, I think, and then we'll say goodbye. Okay, so it's officially dinner time and my chili is ready, and I was able to put the spices in there that I was missing, that I needed to put in. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So here it is, all stirred up with all of its spices. It's really nice and yummy looking chili, so I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna put this in a bowl to eat some, and then I can have some Greek yogurt on it, not sour cream, but Greek yogurt, which is kind of the same, you know, feels the same. If I want to have a crossover, I could put sour cream on it. And then I can put a little sprinkling of mozzarella, not much, otherwise it becomes a crossover, but this thing over here kind of is a crossover, I guess. So if I wanted to have a little extra cheese and just have a crossover night, then I could do that. So let me put it in a bowl real quick. We'll take a look at it. And then here's what this thing looks like. It cooled down a bit, and I'm gonna be ready to have it for some dessert. All right, you guys, this is dinner. It looks so good. So there's my chili. Got a little bit of my Greek yogurt. I've got a little bit of my cheese. I feel like I should have put less like chicken broth in there, because this is really, I don't know, maybe I put a little bit more than a quart. And then there is my apple crumble, and of course my aha. So let's take a bite and see how good we did. So we're gonna do this apple crumble first, because why not? Actually, that is really good. It tastes a lot like an actual like apple crumble. It really does. Let's try some of this chili. Moment of truth. That's so good too. It tastes like normal chili. I really like that. It's not too sweet. Sometimes I've overdone the sweetener before. But yeah, it actually tastes like chili too. It did not seem to affect it that I had to add the spices in later. So that is super awesome. It's really good. So if you need some good fall recipes, I hope that helped you today. These were super fun and super yummy to enjoy all fall long. So thanks you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us. So let's get lost out